Hey everybody, hope you guys doing alright. It's kind of hard to read, but yeah, there we go, something better. So yeah, it dawned on me earlier. I mean, this whole thing, like the governing system, like a lot of the issues that we have here in America and the rest of the world too, has to do with politics. Has to do with this governing system, this body that because of the it's all see this is why the economy has to change. In order for things to really change in a massive way, our economy has to change because our economy is what drives a country or kills a country, and that's what we've seen happen all over the place. And it's right now it's beginning, well, it's been happening for a while, but we're really starting to feel the decline of America, and especially for those of us who've been around for a little bit. Things were different when we were kids, man. Like the vibe was different. It's slowly but surely, in my opinion, gotten worse. And a lot of it has to do with our consumerism, our consumerism, right? Yeah, that's how you say consumerism, and which is all about the economy. So it's like on multiple different levels. Like on a physical level, where we're producing and buying products and importing products that are from that are developed through exploitative, toxic, not eco-friendly means that are also perpetuating, propagating other like third world countries and like sweat factories and just hellish ways of living and working. And in all these companies and these products that we're continuing to buy and support and help grow are largely attached to nefarious agencies that are also attached to like pedophile rings and all sorts of crime and drug trafficking and human trafficking all over the place. So it's all connected. Like if you look into the fossil fuels, the oil, the plastic, like these are two things that come from, I mean, this is really all just from the fossil fuels, but from them you get the toxic carbon, emitting fuel like to heavy levels. And then you also get the plastic, and the plastic's killing so many different things. It's fucking ridiculous. And that's just, this is two examples, but there's a lot of other products too. But we're continuing to buy these things. And then in this capitalistic system that's largely unregulated, I mean, it's called a free market, but these type of things have to be allowed. And I've talked about this before. And until we change the regulations and start developing a market that's not allowing these type of exchanges to be done, that only allows like good or harmonious exchanges that are good for everything, like we're fucked, essentially is what it is. And then not just that, but also like things aren't being taken care of. Like we spend so much money on healthcare and education here in America, and yet we're continuing to get sicker and less intelligent by the day. So it's clearly what we are doing and what we have been doing is not working. And in order for the people that are in charge, the politicians, the senators, all these people that are in places to do this job, to help represent the people in the best way that they can, to help people grow. Government is all about governing the mind, and so there can be a good government, there can be a bad government. And the population, the way the population, I mean, it goes back to like any type of team, like, the old saying, like, don't look at the team, look to the leader, because the leader is the dude leading the way. So it's like it is large, more responsibility falls on our leaders for putting us in the position that we're in. But in the way that's set up, like it's so rigged and it's got so many fucking loopholes and ties and and attached to it, it's almost impossible, if not impossible, to get good leaders in because it goes against the interests of the nefarious ones. So I was thinking, this stuff I've shared with you largely, but this is what's going through my mind as I'm going through my day and shit. So it's like it dawned on me, like, I wonder how many Americans are really happy with the governing system here in America. And according to, did I write down the website? I might not have. I don't think I did. I think it might have just been a simple Google search, but anyways, I got this information earlier today, and apparently 72% of Americans do not feel that very well. They don't feel good about the current governing system here in America. I mean, almost 3/4 of our entire population is not cool with the way that they're being governed. And we're the ones paying for them to be in office. We're the ones working our asses off, or most of you. I mean, I work in my own ways, but I don't do the 9 to 5 like most people have. I have in the past, but I haven't lately. I mean, your taxes are going to these people that are supposed to be there in office to help give you the best life that they possibly can. And instead of that, they're sitting there fucking doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and while we're continuing to rot and wither and fall into more and more decadence. So a lot of it has to do with the economy. Like, so in order for us to change, and that's just the physical level, but also the energetic spiritual level, like we're allowing all this technology, all these cities, all these squares and lines and fucking blocks and dams and toxicity all over the place, and the soil, like killing of the soil, like all these things has a spiritual effect on a country and the people that live in the country. So in order for us to change things in a large way, we're first going to have to develop our own supply chain so that, like, the nefarious ones, like, it's in my opinion, to really create the chaos, I have a feeling that they're going to continue to fuck with the supply chain here in America and all over the world, which is going to continue to put citizens in more distress, more chaos, more just havoc, and misery is going to be perpetuated in death. Even, people are going to, they don't care about us. Like, these people look at us like food. So you have to assume that they could very easily want to kill off a large amount of us. If you go back to the Georgia Guidestones, they talk about keeping the population of 500 million people. Now we got, 7-8 billion people on the planet? So anyways, my point being, though, beyond all that type of shit, like, just living in a country that's continuing to allow these type of leaders who are leading us into misery. Like, California is like, it used to be the place to want to go, and now it's like turned into a hellish state. And it's like, this is California, bro. Like, it's not good, but it's happening. And there is ways to change this shit. Just the wrong people are in power is what it is. So it's like, okay, and like, we're trying to work within the system doesn't work because they have so much power within the system that they've now taken over and largely, manipulated to their own benefit. So we have to create our own. Like, we are the majority here. America is about the people. So it's time the people need to unite together and figure out what type of a governing system that they want. And from the statistic that I just shared with you guys, the majority of the Americans want that. So if the majority of Americans want a different governing system, or they're not happy with the current governing system, then we, by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution and what America stands for, should be allowed to change the governing system. It should not be up to them. It should be up to us. But we have to unite together, and we also have to prepare for the retaliation of them taking the supply chain out. So we can do this and also create a whole new economy, which is going to provide new jobs, which people who are working good jobs are actually good for the rest of the world. That's going to be a good vibe they pick up on, and they can share and become more of that good vibe themselves. So it's all around good news. Like, and the hemp plant can help us do all of these things, but we got to start talking about it, and we got to start coming together and showing and talking, and literally showing these people that we are not happy. Like, telling them, like, we don't want you in office. Like, states are going to have to get together. Like, people, like, in the states, you're going to have to, start speaking up against your current congressmen, your current members, and, like, developing our own economy, and essentially just slowly but surely letting them know that we're not cool with the way shit is while we continue to build our own thing. And then in doing so, we'll not be dependent on them anymore, more dependent on ourselves. And eventually, once we get more powerful enough, like, they're going to want to leave because we're going to stop buying into their shit. So it's like they're going to be starved out. This is one of the ways I thought about doing this. Like, originally, I wanted everybody just to go out into nature. And by doing that and living off the land, or as much off the land that we could have, we would essentially starve the beast. And they would be forced, they would grow weaker and weaker and weaker. We'd gain more and more and more power. And that's when I thought they'd originally at that point in my life, that's when I was also, trying to strategize how to defend, because it's like, okay, you starve a beast, he's going to be fucking hungry, he's going to have to do something to get food. And like, we are their food energetically and also I think physically. So it's like they would attack us. That's also why I've been so keen on defensive measures, because I feel like an attack is imminent, especially if we develop some type of power and true resistance against them. But right now, we're not really, until we can become organized, like, we're not really a threat to them. Like, there's there's little bubbles here and spikes here, but until a real movement starts to really manifest and turn into something real, they're just going to continue laughing at us and fucking, essentially being our slave masters. So, but anyways, I just want to share with you guys, I kind of got off on a tangent there, but from a statistic that I'm not sure where I got it from, but you guys can look it up, it'll pop up. 72% of Americans are not happy with the current governing system. So that's enough people for me. That's the majority of the people. And democracy is all about majority rule. Right there, the majority is saying we need to change this shit. So let's just do it. We just got to speak up. More people speaking up. The more influence you have, the more power you have, the more ability you have to help change these things in a good way. So it's like these people with a lot of influence, if you all start speaking about this and letting people know, and also in encouraging people, it's like they have power. Like, every human being has a lot of power. And like, the more we all speak up and say these things, not only like that has an effect, that has a serious, like, energetic effect, spiritually, like it does. That's a force that will be moved to remove them from power, essentially. And that's all we're doing. We just want the people in power that truly care about the people, as it should be. So like, there's ways we can do this, but we also got to like focus on it. And those people that have the time and energy and the resources and the influence to do so are in the best spot to do so. So they do have the most responsibility to do so, because they have power. And like, the way you use your power, it's like in Spider-Man, great power requires great responsibility. So it's like, you guys could choose not to, that would be irresponsible. So it's like, and that's your choice. That's fine if you want to do it. But I'm just wanting to share with you guys, like, my whole thing is like, I'm just sharing the opportunity to change. Like, it's up to you guys if you really want to change, but I'm going to at least do my best to share the opportunity to change with the rest of the world. And if y'all want to fucks with it, cool. If not, that's cool too. If you guys want to help out and add in your own little pieces and we can all kind of collaborate, that's even better. But just like there is a way to do this. There really is. And like more people are unhappy and not okay with the way shit is than ever before. So, but we have to stand up. We have to do something. We have to be committed and seriously take action and stop running away from it. Like the prepper mentality needs to change. Like so many people have just given up on America and decided to run away. And it's like, you guys didn't even really fight back. Like you guys, there's things we can do. Like we outnumbered them completely. Like not a little bit, like we totally outnumbered them. Okay. Especially if we start getting attached with our loving, more divine, higher vibrational selves, because that's going to give us information to help us navigate through this realm in a higher vibrational way. It's also going to give us defense. Like we're going to have supernatural capabilities. These types of things are there and available to us if we choose to do the right things to get them. If we prove to those above that we have deserved the allowance through our good work and through our obedience, then things happen. But we have to prove to them that we want to change, that we're not okay with continuing to buy products that are killing off animals unnecessarily, especially when the hemp plant is here. We're not okay with having pedophiles running shit. We're not okay with fucking all these slave trafficking and human trafficking and all this bullshit and all this toxicity and then the way we live, the education system, all that. We're not okay with it. Like we need to say that. We're not okay with it. Stop going along with it. Stop running from it. Stand up for what's right and fight. So anyways, all right, love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.